Okay, welcome back to another segment of RobHunterTV. It is officially free Shedeur Sanders season. Say that 3 times fast. And if there's any doubt why, take a look at the post-game speech from Browns head coach Stefanski.
Okay, special teams, Buki, takeaway. Oh yeah, Buki. On defense, Nick, takeaway. Oh yeah. So that's +2. You win football games when you're +2. That's a hell of a job. We have a ton to learn from this football game, okay? Whether you played this game or not, there's a ton to teach off of. There's a ton to learn from, and we will. And when we're going to learn, we're getting back late tonight. We're back in at 12:15 for a team meeting. Team on 3. 1, 2, 3.
It is abundantly clear that from that footage that the Browns are committed to the charade that the NFL started on draft day. And make no mistake, everyone is complicit. Since when do you not recognize not only the best player on your team, but the best player on the entire field? What part of leading a team is that? I missed the part where the head coach doesn't recognize the most outstanding performer. They are officially making this shit weird. They're making what's supposed to be a totally normal, obvious situation completely bizarre. It didn't start with the Browns. This started on draft day. The NFL and whatever powers that be, y'all created this. And now it's officially turned into a thing. For whatever reason, the NFL and its brass and its leadership decided to try to break this kid or Deion Sanders or both of them on draft day. The kid had no off the field issues in college. Everybody saw him down in Jackson State, how he pitched in that community during the water crisis. And there certainly wasn't no on the field issues. On the field, all they did was just turn around every program they went to. And we've all heard the nefarious, fictitious narratives, the false premises that have been tried to been pushed on us. Oh, well, it's Deion. Some of y'all may not remember how Eli Manning and his father handled his draft day. They demanded where they wanted to go. They forbade the Chargers, an NFL team, of drafting Eli Manning, getting his son to New York. And then just recently, Archie came out and said that Arch ain't coming out of Texas this year. And he ain't even his daddy. That's his grandson. And he's still pulling strings. Not a word. And rightfully so. But why did the Sanders family catch it? Is it the jewelry? Is it the confidence, or is it another thing? And maybe we'll reserve addressing that elephant in the room for another show. But what we do know, the Sanders family didn't have any draft day demands, not like the Elway family did, not like the Manning family did. So yes, this lies directly at the feet of the NFL. Y'all created this distraction. The unprecedented, the inexplicable, historic slide of what was regarded by the entire earth as a top 10 pick to the 3rd day. That had happened not only not in the history of the NFL, but in any major sport. There's never been a slide like that. It ain't like he ran from the cops leading up to the draft. It's absolutely disgusting. And I agree with Kuiper.
For Deion Sanders and Shedeur Sanders, all I can say is I think it's disgusting. I don't understand what the heck's going on with this. 5th player on my board. It's never happened before in 47 years where a player that high has dropped this far. Other quarterbacks being taken who aren't as good as Shedeur aren't even close.
But y'all created this. What has now been the story of the NFL all off season is now becoming an in-season distraction, courtesy of the NFL. And now the Cleveland Browns, which should be the Cleveland Shedeurs, have taken a baton and they started to run with it. Yeah. When you don't acknowledge the best player on the entire field, particularly when he ran out of your locker room, you're throwing logs on that proverbial fire. Stefanski has now ratcheted up the rhetoric around the ridiculousness that's going on in Browns camp. The hope is that he would struggle just like most rookie QBs, and they could say, see, look, y'all were overreacting draft day. We don't know what the hubbub was about. But as fate would have it, Shedeur is the rose that is growing from concrete. From draft day's unfair treatment to Cleveland's ridiculousness of placing him at 4th on the depth chart. Now the problem is he keeps performing like the top projected quarterback he was supposed to be. And now the friction is starting to grow. And the more the Cleveland Browns look like idiots, the more they look like the team that has had 40 starting quarterbacks since 1999. Ever since Shedeur stepped foot in that Brown organization, not only has he been the best quarterback out of the 4 or 5 of them, but he's been one of the best football players on the entire roster at any position. And what have the haters been saying each and every step of the way? Well, they're just in shells. Wait till they get to put the pads on. They put the pads on. He's been nothing but the best QB then. Oh, well, that was just one practice. And he continues practice after practice, scrimmage after scrimmage, with the limited reps he's been getting, absolutely shredding absolutely destroying the Browns defense. And then came the first preseason game when everybody was in a mass shooting and they had to start him. And what did he do? He went out there and he performed like Shedeur Sanders always does. Some people say they was first string. Some say they was second string. You know what they were? They were NFL athletes. And they keep moving, pun intended, the goalpost. And now what they saying, well, it was just one game. And that's been a haters rallying cry the entire time. Oh, well, that's just the SWAC. He could never do that against Power 5 competition. And his first game against Power 5 competition against 17th ranked TCU, 510 yards, 4 touchdowns, a school record in passing. Everywhere he has taken snaps, he's turned losers into winners. Not one program, but 2. And now all he trying to do is do the same thing in Cleveland. But they stuck on stupid. They legitimately trying to sell the world on 40-year-old Flacco. In the last decade, he got 1 winning season. And then they got the nerve to have sorry-ass Kenny Pickett ahead of Shedeur. In 3 seasons, he done thrown 15 touchdowns and 14 picks. That's who they got ahead of Shedeur Sanders? That's your QB room. And notice, I specifically left off Dillon Gabriel because he been running circles around that boy with limited reps since the moment they both stepped foot in that building. Shedeur watch film better, he dress better, he brush his teeth better, he throw better, he blink better, he sleep better, he get on the bus better, he sit down better, he do everything better than Dillon Gabriel, except for be from Hawaii. So Stefanski, supposed to be offensive guru, love to get the ball downfield. Now he got a line that gave up 66 sacks last year. You got a 40-year-old quarterback who was never mobile. Then you got Kenny Pickett, who ain't never been mobile, in front of a leaky offensive line that gave up 66 sacks. That's what we doing. That's what we doing. So y'all felt confident putting up that depth chart. So now, yes, I'm introducing the free Shedeur Sanders movement. It's time to free him. We don't want no third string. We don't want no second string. He got to start. Start him or let him go. Start him or let him go. Let go and let Shedeur. Okay? Start him or let him go. Start him or let him go. Who is with me? Comment below the hashtag free Shedeur if you want Shedeur free.